This is the 2013 VW Passat. It's a mid-size sedan, which is the most popular car size in North America. It's crowded. In fact, 1 of every 5 cars sold in America is a mid-size sedan. And it's been dominated for years by the Toyota Camry. In fact, in the first half of 2012, they sold 280,000 Camrys, soon followed by Accord and then by Ultima. So what do Passat have to offer in this marketplace? They've got to give you something that's a little bit more than all of the other cars. Well, they definitely give you German engineering. The vehicle comes in a diesel option, which makes it very exciting. But putting this V6 on the road is a drive that gives you just a little more than the competition. Underneath the hood, it's a V6 in this particular jet. A 3.6 litre, you'll find it gives 28 miles a gallon on the highway, which is pretty good for a V6. You also get 280 horsepower out of the engine. Now, there is a diesel, as I said, and there is a 2.5 litre inline 5-cylinder. Now, that inline 5-cylinder will actually cost you around $20,000 starting price, which is the base model. The more options you add, like a diesel engine or a V6, the more the price goes up. But it's well powered. The story only begins under the hood here. What's really significant about this car is what you'll find in the back row. This is where the story is really dramatic in the back of this vehicle. It's about space. I recently got into one at an airport and couldn't believe that I was in the back of a Passat. Look at the space from where the back seat ends to where the front seat begins. This is actually more legroom than most of us need. And the trouble with the cars in this class is a lot of tall people that sit in the back don't like to have their knees in their face. Well, that doesn't happen inside the Passat, as well as nicely fine German interior, leather, and a very clean, minimalistic look. The space continues when you get into the trunk. Look how large this trunk actually is. We can get all of our luggage in here for the film crew and still have space for some extra stuff. Now, when I look at vehicles, I tend to open the trunk to make sure I can haul around what I want. And the VW Passat definitely has plenty of room. Just like Volvos are very simple and clean on the inside, so are VWs. There are fewer buttons and there are fewer things to distract the driver. It's simple to operate and has a minimalistic feeling when you look at the dash. Smooth, very straight lines and uncomplicated, but it's still very comfortable. There's an 8-way driver's seat, which makes it comfortable to adjust the seat to exactly the position you need. And when you get this car on the road, you'll find out the driving dynamics for around $29,000 and change are really worth the money. The Passat handles extremely well. There's a couple of very important things you need to know about this car. It's built in America, it's designed for America, and does very well in American sales. When you get into one of these vehicles, it's not your average mid-size sedan. In fact, when you look at buying a Passat versus the competition, you really stand out from the crowd. And one of the reasons I like driving the Passat is not only the fuel economy that you can get, especially out of vehicles like the diesel, but it's also the fact that it's a unique car. Not everybody owns one. Now, in the past, one of the things you had to consider was the parts from Germany. They were expensive. They were the same parts that Audi used, but that's something that VW have been improving over the last few years, and the parts shouldn't cost you any more because the car is now manufactured in the United States. If you're looking for something just a little bit different, you'll find it in the Passat. And to give you options, well, there are 3 different styles of engines you can choose from.